Hello, this is Mottzy back for another Mottzy Minutes. This time I'm going to do a really quick tutorial on how to represent hunger in your Smile Game Builder games. In this case, I'm following the same pattern that I was doing with some of my other tutorials where I have a creature that represents the status of the player. So in this case, it's a scarecrow looking type of creature. Maybe it's a zombie. Who cares? And I'm going to take a look at first some global settings. As you may have seen in one of my previous tutorials, I have this initialized stats. So I use it to initialize some of the stats that I'm using in the game. And here you can see that I have a hunger stat now. And this could be any number. For this example, I have 5. It could be 10. It could be 100. However you want to represent hunger in your game, you can do this whether you're doing the creature-based approach or just using it as a stat that you're tracking. Now here we have the hunger status. And the hunger status is actually very, very simple. You can see what we do is a synchronized and repeated loop. And what I want to do is on every loop, I first check to see whether the hunger is 0. If the contents of hunger value are 0 or less, then I want to turn a switch on that basically means the hunger has reduced to nothing. And for this section here, it says conditions do not apply. I then want to proceed to make the hunger reduce. Because I'm representing this status as a creature that chases after you, I want to first do a wait, because I want this to be timed somehow, and then I want to make the creature walk. This is how I chose to represent the reduction of hunger. Every step that this creature takes will reduce hunger on the player. So I subtract 1 from the variable box 5 for the hunger, and then I continue the loop. If the switch gets turned on, you can see here local switch is off. That means this will run when the local switch is off. When it's turned on, we'll switch to the drained tab. And once it's drained, it becomes this skeleton creature. And in the game, I do plan to have it so this creature basically comes and attacks the player or does something that affects the other player's status. So this is pretty simple. Until the hunger is greater than 0, the skeleton will continue to run after the player and attack them. However, if the hunger goes above 0, then we'll turn the switch back off and we'll go back to the hunger drain. Finally, for this demonstration, I created these little apple food pieces, and the apple just increases your hunger. So when the player goes up and grabs the apple, it will turn a switch on and it will play a sound effect and also increase the player's hunger by 1. So the more apples you eat, the more hunger gets satiated, the more your bar goes up. Because I don't want this to stick around, so I don't want the player to continue to take it, I do use the same concept of using a switch. I turn that switch on. That means this event will no longer be active. It'll go to this sheet here, and on this sheet, it's checking for local switch to be on, and it does basically nothing. All I did was turn off collision and to make the event graphic to be nothing. Here we are. I have my ninja girl from my last tutorial. And there's my hunger, and you can see every step that they take at the top, hunger is going down. I'm going to eat an apple, it goes up, eat an apple, it goes up. Now, when it goes to 0, hunger becomes the skeleton that chases me around. If you didn't want to use an event to represent the hunger, you could always just use the meter, and as you can see above, my meter is 0. So whatever you want for maybe a common event can trigger when hunger is 0, such as reducing the player's health or their movement speed or something else. Or maybe they die when their hunger reaches 0. All these events can be added in any place you want. I do like the idea of having a hunger creature that chases my player around, and this will be a primary component of the game I'm currently working on. Now you'll see I can go in, quickly grab an apple, and bring the hunger back up. So it's a fun little mechanic. I think there's a lot of things that could be done with this, and potentially you could expand on the way hunger works or other sort of stats. I do plan on doing a few more stats with my Mottzy Minutes as I learn more about how to get these to work within Smile Game Builder. That's all for this Mottzy Minutes. If you want to keep up on the project I'm working on, I will be streaming on Twitch somewhat regularly, at least on Fridays and potentially Tuesdays. I haven't yet figured out a schedule, but check out my Twitch channel and my website, mottzy.com, as well as my Twitter feed if you want to know more about what I'm working on and when I will be streaming. Once again, I have other links in the description below. Please check them out. There's a lot of people doing a lot of great stuff with Smile Game Builder, and I would love for them to also get some of your views, likes, and subscribes. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.